Okay, well, we are back over here. We are wrapping these windows in aluminum. If you remember the other day, we got about 3 of them done. We can only work here on Saturdays when they are not open, so let's get to work. This right here is the quickest way to cut you a section of trim coil that I've found. It's going to be fairly square. Shouldn't have to square it up very much. But you just score with your knife a few times. And you're going to let it fold. And pop. Just pop it a few times and there you go. So we need 6 inches to wrap the window sill. We got 3 of them to do. So you're going to want to line up your material on 7.5 because of the offset of the cut of this cutting wheel is 1.5 inches. So that'll leave us 6 inches. We'll just go ahead and get this cut. So trying to remember how I did this the other day. We do have a hem on the top and the bottom, but we got to make a pretty small hem to make this 6 inches work. So we're going to eyeball a 1/2 inch right here, maybe even a little under a 1/2 inch. Go ahead and do a flip. Open up our brake. And do the same thing. Just try to put as small as a hem as we can, really. That way we got a little extra to work with. Now that we got that, we'll measure, see what our bends need. Here we're ready to make our first bend. You want to be pretty exact. Like on this part, it's going underneath, so if we're a little short, that's okay. 90 degrees. Okay, making our second bend at 1.25 inches. Do another 90. Okay, now we got our third bend at 1.5 inches. And we flipped our material over. Another 90 roughly. And now for our final bend, flipped our material over again. 90 roughly. And that's the finished product. You can see it should fit right up there nicely. You ever heard the saying, death by 1,000 cuts? Well, this is it right here. You'll definitely be able to tell after I get a few of these done. A lot of notching. Let's see. Of course, I forgot this spot. Gotta notch that out. Looks like that should go on there. Okay. Okay, now I got that cut made. See if that's gonna work. Kind of tight. I think that will work. I could cut that a little bit. Probably get it to fit a little bit better. Let's try that. Just a little snip. Something like that. Oh yeah. That
Could have been even a little bit more, probably. I'm about willing to call that good. I think if we notch that a little bit more and get that to sit just a little bit further back. Okay, well, you know, that's about as good as I can do anyway. You gotta cock that pretty good gap, but I think as long as we use good caulking, it should seal up nice. Pretty happy with how I cut around some of this stuff, so we're gonna go ahead and make a couple more. Okay, so now we're gonna make the sides. And to do that, we only need 4 inches. We are sacrificing where I would normally put a hem, because 4 inches makes a lot more sense than using 6 for these pieces. And the spot where I normally put a hem don't necessarily need a hem. We're skipping the hem right on the inside there. There'll be a hem out there. And we're using a brake buddy with the brick mold trim to help stiffen it up. So we'll get our 4 inches here. And that's what we got to work with. So when you're wrapping windows, you really have to be pretty methodical. Right here, this is my hem bend, but I can't flatten it out till I put this brick mold in it. Run that along there. Got our brick mold. Go ahead and finish that bend. Finish the hem. So here we go. We're all done. We got a caulk. It's very windy today. So we wrap these windows. You can see there's a lot of notching, a lot of cuts to make. We did this one, did this one, around 50 upside. Did this one, and this one. We've caulked it quite a bit. Might need a little more. Did that one, that one, and this is the last one. There's 7 of them total. Tried to put as few screws as possible. You put one there, you know, but we don't want them blown off. So, like I said, a lot of cuts. Got some caulking to do, but it's not the best job I've ever done on windows, but still looks pretty good to me. They really wanted it more as a barrier between the elements than anything, so